I don't know if I'm center or not because this camera can be deceiving. But now I don't think I'm center, but then later if I edit the footage, see center ja. So I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it there. Hi everyone, good morning. Good morning depends on when you see this video lah. But if you see it when I post it, it will be good afternoon. I am back again with another drive with me. After doing like the last drive with me episode in my room, I just don't feel like it. It doesn't feel the same. Anyway, how are you guys doing? I hope 2021 is treating you guys well, because 2021 isn't treating me well, and I'm so mad. Not mad lah, but yeah, it's not treating me well. The first 2 months of 2021, I don't know how to say. I don't want to say I'm struggling, but I am a little bit. Like I'm struggling a little bit. This video is not gonna be dark lah. I'm gonna try to talk about it in a light way. I've been struggling a little bit with my past, memory from the past. I remember this one day at work. I wasn't even doing anything. I was just drafting my email, and then suddenly all of this guilt, this regret from the past just comes rushing in, and I cried at the office. I cried. I literally cried. Thank God for Masla, because if not, I think my colleagues would see the tears rolling down my face. You know what I mean? That was that day lah. But when I talk about past memories nah, it's not necessarily bad memories, you know. I also have good memories, like happy memories from the past. Those also bothered me. My friend and I, we will always, like, not always lah, but from time to time we would talk about our high school days, our high school glories, if you will. We were both in a school band together, and that was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life. I don't know about him, but I think he feels the same. And we would reminisce about the late night practices, the performances that we did, everything, all of the fun times lah. And even thinking about it makes me feel like home. So some part of me feels good about these memories that I made, but also another part of me feel kind of sad because it's literally all in the past, and I cannot go back in time and live in that memory again, you know. Dealing with past memories, good or bad, can be a little bit complicated, because whenever I think about the past, I always feel stuck. I feel like I'm running in circles and I don't know what to do. And whenever this happens, I would just let my emotions take charge. And by emotion taking charge, I mean cry. Sometimes I don't mind crying because, you know, I like to feel things. I like to be in the moment and cry and let myself feel all of these emotions. But most of the time these days, I don't want my emotion to take charge, especially like when I'm at the office. I don't want to suddenly cry out of nowhere thinking about my past, what I did or didn't do. I also read an article about why we cling to our past. According to neuroscience, based on the article, according to neuroscience, our brain, it interprets positive and negative information differently. For negative information, it requires more thinking, and thus it is processed more thoroughly. This causes our brain to remember all those adverse events. That's why we always like relive these bad memories, and whenever we do that, we always feel like a hamster in a wheel. The cycle keeps going, you know. And we cannot change how our brain works, obviously, but we can train the hamster to get out of the wheel and like move forward, you know. But this also requires us to let go of the emotional attachment we have to our memories, especially the negative ones. In other words, to move on, you have to reframe your relationship with the past. Okay, my last point was, in order to move on, we have to reframe our relationship with the past, right? And there are a few ways we can do that. The first tip is to stop talking about your past. Stop thinking about it. This point slaps hard, actually, for me personally, because if you know me, you know I talk a lot. And I always tell stories about my memories like it's some sort of movie, you know. I would always point out why this memory affects me, why this memory is a happy memory. Whenever I tell my friends my stories, I never miss any detail. Because I used to be a firm believer of, if you tell your stories, if you cerita balik all your problems, then it will help ease you in a way. when actually it's not always true. I mean, there is some kind of truth to that statement, but not always. If you think of it, the more you talk about your past memories, your bad memories, for example, the more you recall it. And it's sort of like you're refreshing your memory of this memory that you want to forget in the first place, but because you talk about it a lot, you're basically just refreshing your memory, which is contradicting to what you actually want to do. I finally realized the reason why I cannot forget about all of these bad memories is because I talk about it a lot. So eventually when you stop doing this, all of these memories, the bad, the good one, will all literally be in the past, which is what you want, right? The second tip or point is to accept your mistakes and learn to forgive yourself. I know this one is easier said than done, but I came across this one TikTok the other day and it's very inspiring lah. Basically, the TikTok said, if you have something that's holding you down and it is something that you did in the past, own it. Owning it not in the way like, oh, I'm proud of this bad thing that I did in the past, but more like you don't run away from it. The things that happened in the past are a mixture of things that make you who you are today. So stop trying to construct your idealized version of the past, like what you could have done or what you should have done. Make peace with your past, especially if it's ugly, and learn to forgive yourself and move on from it. If there's anything that I hold dear to my heart, it's the fact that everything happens for a reason, and I always believe in this statement. There has been many occurrences in my life where for example, if I want something to happen but it didn't happen, eventually I always see the reason why that thing didn't happen. And I'm just so grateful because the reasons, they either save me from humiliation or either save me from being sombong or things like that, you know. This one I just want to share lah, but every time I pray, I will always pray for guidance from Allah. Like, if you make things happen to me, or if something didn't happen to me, show me why. Always show me the reason why. And till this day, there's always a reason why as to why things happen or didn't happen. If you understand what I'm saying. But yeah, the third point is to make new memories. Obviously, the past does not only consist of bad memories. You have good memories as well, right? There will always be memories that we simply cannot move on from. For example, me, I have this memory that I treasure the most. It was in 2013, I think. I was always jealous of my friends when they get to celebrate birthday at school with friends and, you know, the people from school. I never get to do that because my birthday is at the end of the year, December, so I never get to celebrate it with my friends. But during Ramadan, year 2013, my classmates actually throw like a surprise birthday party for me, and that is just pure love. I just feel very loved at that moment. I love this memory to death. It makes me happy, but also sometimes it makes me sad because I don't get to see my friends anymore. We're not as close anymore as how we were back in school. And eventually it made me resent my life right now because I'm not surrounded by any of my close school friends in general. These expectations that I have makes me feel like what I'm doing right now does not equal to me living my best life in my 20-something years. Just because I'm not surrounded by friends, I'm not going out as much, when in reality, I actually enjoy what I do right now. Surrounded by family, I love being in my own company. Even if this memory, this current life that I'm living is not extravagant, but it's still precious to me. It's still a good memory, and I don't want to always compare what I do right now to what I did in the past, like when I was surrounded by friends. If you know, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but that's what I'm feeling right now. Those are all the 3 points that I want to convey. I am tired of beating myself up just because I always dwell in the past. I just realized, I know it's dumb for me, but I just realized that moving on and letting go is a choice that you get to make. So make that choice. And letting go does not always mean that you forget about your past experiences, your past memories. It's basically just letting go of this attachment, these expectations that you have for yourself. I want to learn to appreciate my present a lot more. So yeah, it's definitely not gonna be easy. The sun is setting already, but yeah, I'm willing to make it work this time around because I am tired of being sad, thinking about my past. So yeah, that is all for today's video. Why am I adjusting my seat? I am going inside the house now. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!